Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney, and I have your top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Thank you for choosing to be here on NFL Draft Eve here in Cleveland, Ohio. We're going to get to the draft stuff at the end of this 3 News Now update. But first, the continuing conversation about what LeBron James posted and then deleted related to the killing of Mi'Khia Bryant in Columbus, Ohio, continues to get traction online. This time, an Idaho police officer is weighing in, posting a TikTok in uniform mocking LeBron James. So in this video, Nate Sylvester, who works for the marshal's office in Bellevue, Idaho, pretends to be talking to a person, and he says to this person, this is a quote, "So you don't care if a black person kills another black person, but you do care if a white cop kills a black person, even if he's doing it to save the life of another black person." I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but then again, you are really good at basketball, so I guess I'll take your word for it. Sylvester went on to say in an interview with KTVB that he believes that he has a responsibility to be a voice for police and that often police don't have a voice in situations like that, and that the officer who was involved, Nicholas Reardon, in the shooting of Mi'Khia Bryant, quote, did the right thing and shouldn't be, quote, crucified by people like LeBron James. Sylvester also went on to say that officer in Columbus, Ohio was forced to make a terrible choice. He did his duty that day. He did the right thing, and he should have been commended and not crucified by people like LeBron James. Now, LeBron James has not responded publicly to this comment that we have seen so far. He did previously respond publicly to a Cincinnati bar owner who said he would not be showing NBA games while James remains in the league, and didn't seem to be too bothered by that criticism from that bar owner here in Ohio. Breaking news today out of New York, the Associated Press is reporting that federal agents have executed a search warrant at Rudy Giuliani's New York City home. The former NYC mayor has been under investigation for several years over his business dealings in Ukraine. Now, the official who spoke to the Associated Press couldn't discuss the investigation publicly. He spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of being able to remain anonymous because of that, and the search was first reported by the New York Times. Now, the full scope of the investigation, not entirely clear, but it does at least partly involve Giuliani's dealings in Ukraine, according to law enforcement officials and what they've told the Associated Press. Now, Giuliani was very central to former President Donald Trump's efforts to dig up dirt against Democratic rival Joe Biden when he was president throughout the previous election cycle. And the goal there was to press Ukraine for an investigation into Biden and his son Hunter. Hunter himself is now facing a criminal tax investigation by the Justice Department. Now, Giuliani also sought to undermine former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, who was pushed out on Trump's orders, and met several times with a Ukrainian lawmaker who released edited recordings of Biden in an effort to smear him leading up to the 2020 presidential election. A message was left for Giuliani's lawyer, but that wasn't immediately returned. Giuliani had previously called this investigation, quote, pure political persecution. Bringing it back here to the Cleveland area, the U.S. Postal Service is looking to hire 200 people in the Cleveland area. Now, this is important news if this is a line of work you're looking to get into, because the post office doesn't hire all that often. So when they do, people like to know about it. So the post office will be holding a job fair in Cleveland on Orange Avenue at the Postal Service Administrative Building. That's at 2000 Orange Avenue. That'll be on Sunday, May 2nd, so this Sunday. That'll be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. They'll be talking about all the roles that are available, and in these roles, people will be doing things like mail handling, mail processing, driving, mail delivery, or a combination of these duties. And the salaries, the starting salaries for these positions are around $17 to around $24 per hour. You do have to be 18 years or older, and you have to be able to pass a background check and a medical assessment. We have everything you need to know about that on WKYC.com. And I can personally vouch for, the post office is a solid, stable place to work for as the daughter of a retired postal worker. Okay, now let's talk about the COVID-19 numbers. These first numbers come from Johns Hopkins University. The global numbers are what we'll start with. 148,963,836 total reported COVID-19 cases, and a total of 3,140,213 reported COVID-19 deaths. Here in the U.S., we've seen 32,189,568 reported COVID cases and 573,757 reported COVID-19 deaths. We've got 4% of the global population, the most cases, the most deaths across the world. The percentage of cases down another tenth of a percentage point a day, though. 22.6% of the global cases here in the U.S. and 18.3% of the global deaths here in the U.S. That's the same percentage as yesterday. Here are the numbers from the Ohio Department of Health. We've seen 1,723 new reported COVID-19 cases in the last day. That is up from yesterday. We've seen 153 new hospitalizations. That's down. Right now, there are 1,242 people in the hospital in Ohio being treated for COVID-19. That is up a bit from yesterday. 345 of those people are being treated in the ICU. That's the same as yesterday. And we've seen 11 new ICU admissions in the past 24 hours. That is down from yesterday. Taking a look at the vaccination picture here in Ohio, over 31% of Ohioans have completed their vaccination protocol. That's more than 3.6 million Ohioans. Close to 50,000 people getting either that first Johnson & Johnson or that second Pfizer or Moderna shot in the last day. Close to 40% of Ohioans have started getting their COVID-19 vaccine. So that's either their first Pfizer or Moderna shot. That's more than 4.6 million Ohioans, and almost 21,000 people have started that in the last 24 hours. In Summit County, that's another place that is holding those pop-up COVID-19 vaccination clinics. They'll be doing that starting May 3rd. So from May 3rd to 15th, Summit County Public Health will host a total of 6 pop-up COVID-19 vaccination clinics. They'll be using the Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine. Also, if you're in the Summit County area, the Summit County Public Health Department is currently accepting walk-ins every single Wednesday. That includes today. That starts May 5th, so every Wednesday, beginning May 5th and ending June 30th. Moderna will be provided from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and Pfizer will be provided from 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. So if you have a preference on which vaccine you would like to get, those are the windows you'll need to show up if you want to show up for those walk-in appointments at the Summit County Public Health Department. Again, May 5th through June 30th. 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for the Moderna shot, and 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. for the Pfizer vaccine. Now, if you're taking a look at all the NFL draft excitement that is happening, we have so much good information on WKYC.com. We are your ultimate draft headquarters. If you just go to WKYC.com/draft, you'll find everything you need to know, information from where to park, what to see, what's going on, the places around town where you can enjoy taking in the scene, even if you're not actually down at the NFL draft experience. For example, the helmet installations, which you can see overlooking First Energy Stadium. There's lots of picnic tables set up on that grassy area there, which is called the Mall, right on Lakeside, for people who want to just overlook things from sort of afar. That's one example of what's going on there. And the Cleveland Browns are very excited, of course, about Cleveland hosting the NFL draft. They released a hype video, and it's in the theme of Rock the Clock. So you see head coach Kevin Stefanski in there. You see the players in there. You see Nick Chubb running in for a touchdown, and our very own Jim Donovan, voice of the Browns, calling that play as he makes a run for it. It's a great video. You got to check it out. It's on WKYC.com, and everyone is getting amped up for the Cleveland Browns to have that number 26 pick in the first round. Yes, we will be waiting more than we have waited in the past, but it is worth it because we have just come off of a season going 11-5. If you want to hear more about what to expect going into the draft and what the Browns might do with their total of 9 picks, at least for now, who knows what will happen if they'll trade things away, you can check out my 3 Things to Know with Stephanie Haney podcast this week. I'm joined with voice of the Browns, Jim Donovan. He's giving the sports analysis, and I'm running down sort of the events that are happening in town this week. And as we are welcoming in our guests to cover the 2021 NFL Draft, we've gotten our first peek at the swag bag that the media that are coming into town are getting. NFL, ESPN insider Adam Schefter posted his today. It was on his Instagram story. So we got a little peek at some of the things that he got. Some of the best wines in the region. Gervasi Vineyards Pro Football Hall of Fame limited edition label Integrity Chardonnay is in there. So is Chateau Huff Vineyards delicious Buttercup wine, which is custom crafted in the land. And if you like brews, the Great Lakes Brewing Company tossed in their Haze Craft Hazy IPA. We saw that in the swag bag. Of course, you're going to need to hydrate after those drinks, so Destination Cleveland put in a beautiful, sleek, black metal water bottle with that script Cleveland design that we all love so much and we all love seeing around town. And just some other things. to make people feel at home. If you're into the snacks, Back Attack Snacks has its sweet stingers almonds in there. Campbell's Sweets Factory has popped in a bag of its delicious caramel corn. I'm sorry, I could not avoid making that pun. Actually, I'm not sorry because you know me by now. And the Cleveland Chocolate Company also put in one of its single origin Ghana bars, which is made from 48% vegan coconut milk chocolate. Delicious. There's also a candle in there from the Cleveland Candle Company, and those are just the things that we were able to see on that Instagram story. You can check all of that out on WKYC.com. Okay, that's it for today for your 3 News Now update for Wednesday, April 28th. I'll see you next up on What's New with your trending stories in the Clicking in Cleveland segment, and I'll see you back here tomorrow on NFL Draft Day with more 3 News Now. Between now and then, everyone, stay safe, be well, enjoy this additional day of beautiful weather we have that we're enjoying here in Northeast Ohio, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm Stephanie Haney.